Another one of the 9 key elements is the whole person principle. This is understanding an individual as an entire person and not just one specific quality, title, action, or etc. And when I'm looking at this in the perspective of Dryden, I really believe this varies on, what you do for a living, but also the other ways that you may engage in the community. For example, I feel as though the law enforcement in Dryden would only be seen as the cop and not as the other ways that he may engage in the community, such as being a father to a son on one of the sports teams. And another element is predictability, and community members are able to expect interactions, experience, or events on a day-to-day basis. For example, I know that it's 6 minutes after the hour because the library clock tower will go off then. I can also expect to interact with certain individuals at specific times. For example, in the morning when I walk my dog, I will see the same woman, and I will have pretty much the same conversation with her every morning. Also, in local politics, almost everyone in Dryden is registered as Democrat. A large portion of the population is registered as Democrat, and the Democratic Party wins most of the local elections. Also, a key element is, a recognized place in the social structure. Individuals in the community will have their own designation in the social structure. An example from the text is an individual in the community with a mental disorder, and other community members are understanding or accepting of this individual, his condition, and his behaviors that go along with it. When I think of this in Dryden's sense, I thought of Jim Bob, who is known as the town drunk, and we expect to see him intoxicated when out in the community, and I believe that this would be an example of Jim Bob's recognized place in the social structure here. Also, a key element is opportunities. Institutions within the community will provide a variety of opportunities to meet the needs and desires of its diverse population. Dryden TC3 is the local community college, and it offers 40+ different degree programs, ranging from liberal arts or general studies to, I believe I saw a degree program on wine production and wine management. There's also various recreational activities for youth and adults provided by the Town of Dryden's Recreational Department. And as I said earlier, there are multiple churches. Homogeneity. This is a uniform structure that would prevent conflict between community members, but there's still room for diversity. And a big portion of this key element is that individuals seek to reside near others with similar views, attitudes, or beliefs. I believe this can be seen in Dryden's senior home, and I believe it could also be seen with my current neighbors, although they appear to have been forcefully to live near each other. A large portion of my neighbors are out on parole or probation, or they may be registered sex offenders or receiving community or government assistance. And although there's similar circumstances and previous traumas or previous experiences that they may share that are common, and also common attitudes amongst one another, I don't think they would have chosen to live near each other. So in conclusion, I would say that Dryden can be considered a community, but there are some changes that I would make, and that would be, access to manageable priced food, access to other goods like clothing. I also believe that there could be changes made for diversity, like employment. There's very few options for employment in the area. The William George Agency, and there's a couple of gas stations that most members may work at, but most often you have to travel. And I also think that the crime rates and crime statistics, I believe that there could be further improvements in that sense in order to really solidify that Dryden is considered a good community. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing everyone else's projects.